Hello there. Today we are diving into another section called the preset library. Here you can find all the hairstyle presets. You can also browse them in various subcategories. Alright, let's quickly figure out how to use these presets. First, pick the body mesh, then click on Load Base Model for basic mesh. Keep the settings as is and hit OK. Jump into Edit mode and tweak its position, rotation, and scale to make it match the body mesh. Then we'll adjust the base mesh to fit the body using the Shrink Wrap to Target option. Perfect. Now let's add the preset, but before that, let's pick one randomly. Click Add Preset, and there you have it. Actually, you can keep adding more presets using the same Add Preset button. Let me show you how. Add one, then add another. Cool, right? Let's keep going. Switch preset lets you switch between different presets. You can change all the existing presets, or just one of them. Give it a shot. It's a piece of cake. Next is Remove preset. Select one at random and hit OK. That's it. There's also a button to remove all. Undo a step, check Remove All. See? All present presets have been removed. Now in the Load Base Model section, there are three options. By default, Bind Target is enabled. In this mode, the body mesh becomes a target, and the base mesh wraps around it. If the target is null, then you've got to do it manually. Let's move on to Set Parent. This sets the body mesh as the parent of the added presets. If it's unchecked, the two meshes are independent. Let's check it. And now the body mesh becomes the parent of the base mesh. But remember, to make this work properly, apply the location, rotation, and scale of the body mesh. In other words, the location, rotation, and scale of the body mesh should be at their initial values, so everything lines up. But what if they're not? Let's see. Create a sphere, just for demonstration. Its location is not at the initial values. We'll load the base model again. As expected, the base mesh isn't in the right position. Alright, let's shift to the last option, Set to Proxy. If you need your own mesh as the base model, this option is the right way to go. Here I already have a mesh as my own base model. Enable this option and load it. See, everything works perfectly. You can also change presets. But if you remove the base mesh, switch preset won't work. Now let's move on to Load presets. Jump into Edit mode and adjust the base mesh a little bit. It's possible to change to another preset. Okay, let's turn to the options in Load preset. These are essentially the same as in Load Base Model, with one extra option, Mesh Only. Click OK, and you'll see the mesh is added without any particle system. Now let's move on to Place preset. which lets you position a preset anywhere you like. Add a hairstyle for demonstration. In this category, these three presets support placement. It's quite simple. Just left-click to put them in the right place. Pretty cool, right? Alright, let's move on to bind to target. Let's see how it works. As you can see, the preset we added earlier doesn't move with the body. In this case, it takes care of this issue, and the problem is resolved. By the way, you can also create your own preset. Let me show you how. First, choose the path for your own library. For demonstration purposes, I'll just set a random path. Look, the panel for your user library appears. Create a category and hit OK. There it is. There are other parameters. Let's quickly go through them. Take this base mesh as an example. This is to import base models to our library. By default, these three options are enabled. The first one applies location and rotation. The second removes attributes like vertex groups and shape keys. And the last one removes materials. Hit OK to save this mesh as a base model. Now Load Base Model works in the User tab, just like it does in the Built-in tab. See, the mesh is loaded. OK, let's move on. Rename lets you change the names of presets. Then there's Remove, which is quite straightforward. For demonstration purposes, I'll create a folder again. The last option is Refresh Lib. Now let's talk about how to add your own hair to the library. Here's a hairstyle prepared. Hit this button. As you can see, the hairstyle is automatically recognized. The category is set to our own preset library. Preview is the thumbnail of this hairstyle. There are three methods available. The first one enables us to select an area as the preview. Click OK, frame the area you need, and then hit Enter. Voila! You can also directly select an external image as the thumbnail. Find the image, and it will be loaded right up. Then you can rename the hairstyle or remove a preset. Removed now. Another method for preview generation is auto-generate. When you use this, a preview image is automatically created. Let's clear that and try the third method. As expected, there's no image. You can also import an image. Delete this hairstyle and load it from the library. Now the hairstyle is loaded. These parameters work the same way as we discussed earlier.